Hello everyone, I am Nadia Patel and welcome to our Unified Modeling Language lecture series. So we are in continuation to Introduction to UML and UML Diagrams Part 1. We have already gone through what is use case diagram, what is the concept of use case diagram, its symbols, meaning and relationship. So in today's video lecture we will learn how to draw use case diagram. So points which we are going to go through are drawing use case diagram. Under that, deciding the phase of drawing diagram. First thing which you should decide is in which phase you are working. Second, collecting the information which is related to our system. Next, finding actors and grouping them together. Finding relationship between actors. Finding use cases and grouping them together, finding relationship between use cases, and finally collecting everything together and organizing them as one single use case. So we have already gone through one example where we have taken bank ATM system as use case diagram. We studied relationship, we went through association, we went through generalization, and we went through extends and includes as well. So now we are going to apply steps of drawing use case diagram and construct one use case. I am going to keep it very simple for you. This is something which comes with practice, but I have designed some steps which could be easy, which are easy to apply and you can get your results. So the first step which I think while drawing use case diagram is you should know in which phase of development you are. Say for example, you are in the planning and requirements analysis phase. So this is the phase where we have not yet collected every information or all information regarding the system and we are still in the learning phase. The next phase is system analysis, where you have actually understood the requirements and now you are analyzing the system. So in this phase you can draw a use case diagram to study the workflow, to study which actors are coming in which part, which actor is interacting with which use case, and further you can actually decide how many use case you can collect together and form one big use case. So this phase of development is going to help you understand the design and development. So the design and development is the phase where we actually design and develop our system. So before that we should analyze our system. So we have got a list of 9 use case diagrams, 9 UML diagrams, and there is every diagram for every phase of development. And use case diagram is one such diagram which you can draw in every phase, in any phase of development, but the use case diagram drawn in the planning phase is going to be different from the use case diagram drawn in the design and development phase. The use case diagram which you draw in the testing or maintenance phase is going to be different from the analysis phase. So as these diagrams are behavioral diagrams, they are going to change with time, with phase, and with the part of development. So it is going to be different every time. So in today's video lecture, I will try to explain you 2 diagrams of one system, one in the system analysis phase and one from the design and development phase, so that you get an idea about what exactly and how use case diagrams change. Second thing which you should take a note is I am going to explain you in the first diagram. I will be explaining you how to convert real life working in the form of a diagram, and in the second diagram you'll understand how to convert real life working in a software system. So first diagram we will understand the real life working, and in the second diagram we will understand how the software of the same system is going to work. Now first thing which we will see is the diagram from system analysis phase, which is the real life working of system. So the system under consideration which we have taken right now is restaurant management system. So this is our case study, and we are going to convert restaurant management system into use case diagram. So the first thing which I have done here is I have randomly written everything related to restaurant management system. I have started writing, I kept restaurant in my mind, and I have started writing whatever thing came in my mind. I have written it in the slide. So I have written customer, chef, waiter, manager, supplier, cleaners, employee, transport, table, chair, etc., etc. And all these things are related to restaurant management system. Right now, as you can see on the slide, everything is mixed, everything is random. So we are going to apply our second step, which is finding actors. I have already told you in the previous lecture that while drawing use case diagrams, first thing which you should do is find actors, because it is easy to find. And once you find actors, it is very easy to find use cases. So you can apply these 6 questions on your set of words and find answers to them. So after applying those questions on my set of words, I found these answers. So I've collected and grouped them together, and this is our second step. So according to these 6 questions which I applied on my these random words, I found a list which is this. So I found customer as my answer, I found chef, I found waiter, manager, supplier, cleaners and employee. So these are my actors. By far these are my actors, and actors primary thing or basic definition told us that actor is something or someone. Further, I got the grouping. I still have a whole lot of list of words to analyze. So what I did, now quickly we will find which are the use cases. Now use case is something which is having some procedure involved. There should be some input, there should be some processing, and there should be some output. So there has to be a procedure. So everything which is having a procedure right now we will consider as a use case. So I think transport is having a procedure. Kitchen is a very important kind of a use case in our restaurant management system, because kitchen is something which is going to produce food. So good food, good customers for you. Not good food, no customers for you. So your system is completely going to depend on kitchen and the production, that is the dishes, or you can say the food produced inside it. Next, I think order food is having a procedure. The customer comes in, he orders the food with respect to the menu card, and he's going to place it, he's going to have the food, and he's going to pay for it. So there is one procedure involved in ordering food as well. So I've treated it as use case right now. Similarly, cook food, serve food, customer bill, parcel, delivery, supply details, supply bill, customer details and stock. All these are the processes. There is some input going in, there is some working going on, and there is some output coming out. So right now I can categorize the complete set of our words into actors and use cases. So the major work is done. We have found our actors, we have found our use cases, but there is still a big list of things which are right now not even actors and not even use cases. If you remember, the actors definition told that it is something or someone. So the someones we have found, but these are the some things. So right now I'm in a state of confusion to whether categorize them as actors or whether categorize them as use case. but actor is someone who is going to initiate the use case. That means if the customer comes in, then the kitchen is going to get operated, then the ordering of food is going to be activated, then only we are going to generate the customer's bill. If supplier supplies raw materials, only then we are going to accept the orders. So these are some ones who are going to initiate the use cases. But what about them? Right now, don't worry about it. In the next step, we are going to find relationship between use cases. So once you pick these use cases and find related ones, then you will understand where to keep them. Okay, so let us go to our next step, which is separating actors and grouping them together. So we have found actors, we have separated them, and we have grouped them together in one big list. Now we will find relationship between actors. If you see, customer is separate, supplier is separate, customer is going to come in our system, have food and pay for it. Supplier is someone who is going to come inside the system, he is going to supply raw materials, take his bill and exit. But these are the core people who are going to remain inside the restaurant. So they are the chef, waiter, cleaner and the manager. So while organizing our use case, it becomes difficult to handle every actor separately. So what I have done is I have performed generalization relationship and tried to create a generalized class. Now this parent or generalized class should be someone who should hold all other actors together. So I have kept restaurant employee as the title, and all the employee can come under that category. So while drawing use case diagram, instead of writing every actor separately, I can simply write restaurant employee. Who that employee is, you can find out in this relationship, but for the sake of keeping it simple, we can use word employee. Now we got the list of processes. I have converted those processes in the form of use case and organized them. Now the next step is, and the very most important and a slightly difficult step, is finding relationship between processes. Now right now it might be very chaotic for you, very disturbing, very kind of difficult to understand what is this. I'll make it simple for you, don't worry. So the first thing is, while organizing these use cases and finding relationship between them, randomly pick a use case. Say for example, I have picked customer details. Now I need to find relationship between two use cases. Okay, we are going to concentrate on use case only right now. So what we should do is we should compare customer details use case with other use cases. So while reading, I found that customer details is related to customer bill. Okay, now customer's bill is going to get generated only if customer is having food. So order food is again related to customer. Likewise, you can pick your use case, compare it with other use cases and find a diagram. So while organizing it, I have already given you definition, working and example of includes, extends and generalization relationship. So includes is something which is going to be inside. Extends is when you have a condition. So customer details are included in customer's bill. So while drawing the diagram, do not forget that in generalization we place our arrowhead to the parent. In includes and extends, we place our arrowhead to the child and the line starts from the parent. So customer details first we are going to take and then we are going to generate bill. So customer details are included in the bill. Bill extends the parcels. If customer asks for the parcel, then only we are going to prepare parcels, and if we prepare parcels, then only we are going to deliver them. So this is the relationship which starts from here to here. Now we found that which use cases are getting collected or they are coming together. Now customer bill is going to have details about what food the customer ordered. So this is going to include ordered food. Now ordered food is going to depend on stock. Say for example, you are not having your vegetables, you are not having your spices, and you're taking customer's order is not a thing. You can't ask your customer to sit, I'll just go and buy my groceries, I'll prepare food and serve you. This is not the case. So you should have your stock ready so that any number of customers come and any type of dishes they order, we'll prepare it. So this is going to extend stock. Now again, stock is including raw materials, vegetables and spices. Remember the list which remained, we were getting confused, the list to consider as actor or the list to consider as use case. Now you get them. Okay, now here you find them and you keep them. Next relationship I found was supplier details are included in the supplier bill. Supplier bill includes transport, so transportation charges they are going to apply. So is there a need to place a separate use case as transport? We can include it inside, so there is no need to place it separately. So here you actually found which are your main use cases, which is the parent use cases, and which are the dependent use cases. Similarly, stock is our parent use case, raw material, vegetable and spices are our dependent use cases. So we don't need to write them, everything is included in the stock. Similarly, infrastructure can be one part or one big use case which can hold table, chair, lights, utensils, gas stove, etc. everything together. Now here, one, you can make use of include relationship or you can make use of generalization relationship as well. The next relationship which I found in our main and very most important use case was kitchen. Kitchen is going to include stock, kitchen is going to include cooking, it is going to have a menu card, it is also going to go through the ordered details because the food will get cooked accordingly, and menu card extends dishes. Okay, whatever menu is your holding is, it is going to extend the dishes. Now comes the main part. We have understood the actors, we have understood our use cases, we have found relationship between those use cases, and now we have tried to organize them together. So whatever diagrams I have drawn separately, I have collected them and organized them inside the system's boundary. Right now it feels like it is very kind of confusing, but it is very easy once you draw it. Okay, so every relationship is explained inside here, and now I have just placed my actors outside and connected them using association to the respective use cases. So this actor is interacting with customer details, customer bill, order details, menu card. Waiter is going to go through the order details, he is going to pick dishes from the kitchen and give to the customer. He is going to thoroughly go inside the kitchen, give them what the customer's order is, pick dishes and serve them. Chef is going to be inside the kitchen, he is going to be cooking, he is going to go through the order details which waiter is going to forward. Cleaner is going to be interacting with the infrastructure, he will be cleaning and maintaining everything. Manager is going to go through the customer's bill and he is going to be go through the supplier's bill. So he is one person who is going to go through which supplier is supplying what raw material, paying the supplier, paying the bills of the restaurant and maintaining the customers as well. And supplier is going to be one who is going to go through the supplier details and who is going to go through the bill. So this is how you draw use case diagram in step by step. Now this is one diagram which I have drawn in the phase of analysis. Now I have understood the real life working of a restaurant. This is the real life working of restaurant, and now we will convert this real life working as a computerized system. Simple, easy. This you think is very difficult, but you need to understand this first. Only then you will understand how a database management system works. Now what I have done is, we found relationship between use cases. We found the parent use cases and we found the child use cases. So while drawing restaurant database management system, I have kept only those use cases which are parent and only those use cases which are very important. Now let us see how words got changed. Initially we had our customer, we had our waiter, chef, cleaner, manager, supplier. Now what I have done is, I have kept my customer, I have kept my supplier, I have taken employee who is going to be working with the related use case, and I have kept admin who is going to manage all the use cases. As it is a computerized system, I have made use of admin who is going to be the one who is going to enter the data, who is going to generate the bills, who is going to manage the database and the application. So this is the application level diagram, and this is the initial real life working kind of a diagram. This is an important diagram which you should draw before drawing this kind of diagram. If you ask me, I'll definitely prefer this diagram because it is detailed. It is giving me every single loop and corner, and it is explaining me the initial to the end. So this is drawing use case diagrams. I hope you understood. I have tried to keep it very simple. This is one part which has taken a lot of time to get organized, so I hope you like it and you understood it. Thank you. Thanks for listening.